live on starlight.rocks, and today we're here at the Euroblast Festival with Sydney from Atlantis Chronicles. How are you?
Fine.
Okay. Your show right now was very sick. I loved it, how you just played the drums and stuff. It was amazing.
Thanks a lot.
So, is it your first time here at the Euroblast Festival, or have you been here again?
No, that's our first time to Euroblast.
Yeah.
So we are pretty happy and pretty. That's good to be here.
Do you like it to be here? And how have you seen some bands? Maybe.
Sorry?
Have you seen some bands here? Maybe.
Oh no.
No?
We were the first to play on the main stage, so
Yeah.
we just arrived and set up everything and play. So we didn't have the chance to see nothing for now.
Okay. Maybe later, you know.
Yeah.
Okay. Many bands tell us that the fan cultures are quite different in the countries, right? How do you see it? Do you think there is any difference between the crowd here in Germany and in France?
I don't think there is a different crowd in Germany or France or Japan. No, Japan is not a good example. They are quite different.
Yeah,
But,
I know.
but I think we are more famous in France, so we have a fan base, a bigger fan base, and I think today it was a bit a discover for a lot of people, and they were like stand still and just enjoying the show. But that was good. That was good.
Cool. Your sound is quite unique and modern, I think. For someone who doesn't know your band or your music, how would you describe your style?
We are a band, a modern metal band, modern death metal band.
Yeah.
So we are like mixing death metal and gent and modern stuff with old school influences. That's pretty it. But we have a strong influences in the theme of the songs. Everything is related to ocean, Atlantis, the lost city, and we're trying to tell stories through the song, and that's how we do the things. So.
Yeah, I saw it. Your album Brightest Odyssey was published in 2016.
Yeah.
So, do you already have plans for a new album? And when can your fans expect it?
We are just starting write the next album.
Cool.
So I cannot tell you when it's
Oh,
gonna
come on.
be. I don't know. Ready? I don't know.
Yeah. We will wait for it.
Okay, cool.
The cover of Brightest Odyssey was designed by Paul Offerson, right?
Sorry?
The cover of Brightest Odyssey.
The what?
The cover.
The cover.
The cover was designed by Paul Offerson.
Yeah. Paul Offerson.
And he designed also covers for Immortals or Exodus. How did it happen that he designed your cover for Brightest Odyssey?
In fact, he also designed the cover of our first album, 10 Miles Underwater, and it's like raining on my head. It was pretty simple. I think we just sent a mail and we describe the band, the concept, and what we would like we'd like him to do with us. He liked the music, he liked the idea, so he was okay, we're gonna work together. And we just tried, and he answered back. So we worked with him on the first album, and the second album was pretty obvious. We're gonna work again with him because he did amazing work on the first album, and now we know him, so we can do all our album with him. I think he will be okay and up to do things.
The cover and also the album too is quite amazing. I really like this.
Yeah.
Atlantis Chronicles exists for several years and experienced many things together. Yeah. What is the best thing you experienced and what the worst?
I already had that question.
Really?
About 1 year ago. I don't remember the answer, but I'm gonna try. The best experience, I don't know. There were a lot of good experience.
Yeah.
Um, the worst, maybe, I can't remember. It's like
Okay.
5 years ago.
Yeah.
We had a show in France, in north of France, and that was a small bar,
Yeah.
and we showed up to make the sound check,
Yeah.
and the guy was like, "Oh, okay, there is no sound. I'm gonna just grab a mixing table and everything," and we had to push, the pool and everything to play. That was very crazy. So, what are we doing? What are we doing right now? All that years of work to do that? No, fuck. And
Oh my God.
The
Yeah.
best, I don't know. Maybe the Japan tour was crazy.
Oh, you were in Japan?
Yeah,
Cool.
Yeah, in the 2030. With the first album, we've been to Japan. We made a 6 show,
Yeah.
and that was pretty intense. Tokyo was wow, amazing.
Oh man, Tokyo, Japan, I love it, really. Yeah.
It was really a pack-up venue. There was sold out, and we toured with Beyond Creation. I don't know if you know them. That was a really good experience. There was a lot of good experience. Last year we did Motoculture, big festival in France, and that was pretty great. We play also a bit early, like today, but there was like I don't know 4,000 people, but it was in France, so I think there were a lot of people who were like, okay, Atlantis Chronicles, I know that name. I hear about them often, so I want to see them live. And there was like a lot of people, and that was pretty crazy.
Cool. That's very cool. If you had the chance to meet your personal idol, who would it be, and what you want to do with him?
It's impossible. I would like to meet Freddie Mercury, but it's like impossible. Someone who's alive. Jim Bagdarrell, no, it's dead too. Someone I like. I don't know. Maybe Phil Anselmo. I would like to meet that guy because he's crazy, weird guy and legend. So I would like to meet that guy.
Okay, that's cool. You are on stage right now. Have you, before you went on stage, did any rituals like putting your hands in the middle and just say yeah, something like that?
No, the ritual are warming up for everyone, and that's really it. We just warm up and oh yeah, maybe we have one ritual. You know what? About 10 years ago, maybe more, Slipknot played in France in a big venue, about 6,000, 5,000 people, and they were pretty hatred in France. The people didn't like them, so that show was a bit. The crowd was not. There were few people, For now, this is very weird because Slipknot is a legend band. But at that time, maybe more than 10 years ago. But at that time, there were few people in the big venue, and that was very awkward for them. And I know friends of us who've been to that show, and so it's like a ritual for us to say Slipknot in Zenith. The venue is called Zenith because the main things in this is that how many if you play in front of few people of or a lot of people, you have to do the same show.
Yeah.
This is so
Yes, that's right.
when we play in front of few people, we say like Slipknot in Zenith. Same show because they did a great show even if there were a few people. So that's kind of ritual. But tonight
Yeah.
we didn't. There were a lot of people, so that was cool.
Yeah, Slipknot is very cool band. I like them. Yeah. Do you have any bands that you hear in your free time? Can you just name me 3 ones and stuff?
Bands I like.
Yeah, that's all right.
What I'm listening right now, Mastodon. I'm listening the new Mastodon album. Gorod from France too. What I'm listening. For now, I'm just listening a lot of music, film music. So I cannot. Third band, Gojira.
Yeah, it's cool. That's good. Okay, at least, do you want to say anything to your fans? You can also say something in French when you want, or in English, whatever.
I'm gonna try in English.
Okay, good. And just say to the camera.
Okay. Thanks, guys, for being here all that years and support us. And that's because of you we are still alive and still doing what we are doing. So I hope to meet a lot of you, and I hope you will have a good time during the show, listening albums. Thanks a lot, and see you guys live.
Thank you very much for this talk.
Thanks.
Thank you also my Immortals for checking this interview out. That's it. Lila is out. Be with you.